All right, welcome back. So this is the fun part of the course where we talk about the menus. So first I want to welcome you to section 3 where we're going to talk about menus, and I want to welcome you to this video where we're going to talk about how to create a new note. So we're going to go through all the bells and whistles of a new note, and this is really exciting. I really spend a lot of time in project management software. So I've used a variety of tools from Evernote to Todoist to Notepad to other programs out there that really do this same thing. But I'm going to tell you that Evernote is one of the better organizers for projects, for tasks, for notes, all that stuff. So I'm really excited to talk to you about Evernote because this is one of the first note-taking apps that I ever used a while back, and I just cannot say enough good things about it. So what we're going to do first is we're going to click on this little arrow right here, and I want you to look just at every option that's available here because we're going to go through every single one of these so you really understand what these all are for, because that's really the most important part of learning any application or software or anything that you're doing, is to understand the fundamentals first, and then you can build on that. Think of learning as a house, okay? You got to lay the foundation first, then you lay the framework, right? Then you put the siding on, then you put the roof on, and then you add all the bells and whistles after that. So right now where we're at is we're on the foundation part where we're learning the fundamentals first. So we're laying the foundation to understand not only the menu, but also the interface of how to get around this application so we can be as efficient as humanly possible. So with that being said, what we're going to do is we're going to click on blank note first. But before I do that, we're going to talk about each and every one of the note options here. So your first option is blank note. The second option is meeting note, to-do note, or just to-do, weekly planner, project plan, lecture notes, essay outline, meal planner, and daily reflection. So all of these have a meaning and a purpose, and depending on what you're doing, they really work well with what you're doing, especially if you're doing work, okay? So first one I'm going to do is a blank note, okay? So with a blank note, it's going to pop up this little help menu here. Make this note a shortcut to quickly access it later. Okay. And then we'll hit next, try creating a note and check out our new templates. Got it. Okay. So we made a blank note. Now you're going to notice here that you see template. Don't click on that because in the next video later on, we're going to talk about templates. So what I want to do is I want to show you first how to make a note without a template, and then like I said, in the next video, we'll go in depth on the templates, okay? So hang with me. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to give this note a title. So we'll call this my first note, okay? Now, you can start writing, you can drag files, or you can choose a template. So the first thing I'm going to talk about is up here. We have the heading level, we have the font family, we have the font size, we have the font color. You can format the font to bold, italic, underline. We can highlight our text, which I haven't written any yet, but once we write something, then we can highlight it, so I'll turn that off. We can add bullet points, we can add number list, we can add checklist, we can do a checkbox. We can insert a link, we can do alignment, we can do indent, and we can do more. So you can do outdent, strike through, superscript, subscript, and remove formatting, okay? Then we can click here and we can insert. So we can insert a table, a divider, an attachment, a photo, or a code block. So you have a lot of options just with a blank note to really make this note unique and functional for whatever it is you're doing. Okay, so I'll give you an example of what I use notes for. specifically for what I'm doing. I build courses, right? So what I will do is I will do this. I'll do Learn Photoshop 2020 Master Course. Okay, let's just say that that's a course that I'm going to be building in the future. Learn Photoshop 2020 Master Course. So the first thing I would do is I'd give it the title, and it's a working title, so I would put that in here. I'd say working title. Okay, and then here what I would do is I would start doing bullet points and numbered lists. So we'll do introduction, right? And then we'll tab in, and we'll change that to a bullet. So we'll do overview, right? And then if I go back, then I can change this back to a number 2. And what I normally do here is I'll do Creative Cloud, okay? And then we'll do a bullet, set up Creative Cloud account, and then we're gonna download Photoshop 2020. Okay, so that is a really brief outline of what kind of work I do when I'm using notes. And this is a really crucial thing for me because one of the biggest, not issues, but biggest processes I have is when I'm prepping my courses. So my very first thing that I do when I prep courses is I write the curriculum. This is the most important part when I create courses. And so when I use notes and when I use any kind of program that has notes, so when I get a text editor or a note editor, I should say, for project management or for just task in general, this is a perfect example of why Evernote is awesome, because not only does it sync up everywhere, so you can use it on your device or on your computer or on your tablet. I can work anywhere. You can work anywhere. So that's the great thing about Evernote. And so, like I said, with this example, you can see if we want to highlight, we can just do this. I don't know why I did that. Let me see here. Really? Didn't let me highlight. That's weird. Got it. Okay. So if there's an important thing that you want to accentuate, right? So if I just hit Control Z, it'll undo it. But if I want to focus on the topic or the category for the lectures, right? I can highlight those so that I know, okay, for the introduction, I got 1 video. For Creative Cloud, I got 2. All right. So again, this is imperative that whatever you're doing, it doesn't have to, you don't have to build a course, but this is just an example. Whatever you're building with the blank template, this is the kind of stuff that you can do. Now, we can go further than this and we can add a checklist. So let's say that with this, we want to put a checklist in there and kind of, go over, okay, record overview. Okay, record, set up Creative Cloud. Okay, so not only can we write out the curriculum for this example, if you're writing a course or whatever you're organizing in the note, you can write out the curriculum here, but you can also add a checklist. So, and we can move this down. So if I just go like that, we can move it down here and we can delete these. Okay, and you just click on it and click right in front of it and then delete. And then I can move these down here. So I have tasks that I want to do on top of writing the curriculum. And you can put it all in one note if you really want to, which is the great thing about it, because it just, everything is right there where you need it. Okay, now if I go out of this, so let's go to new note. Okay, so we'll make a new note. Now you see here, Learn Photoshop 2020 Master Course, working title. We ran out of space, so it's not going to show you the entire title, which is fine. But when I click on it, it pops right open. Okay, now we have untitled. So we can do, so with this one, let's go up here and let's do the delete note. And now what I want to do is, instead of using the blank note, we're going to use a meeting note. Okay, so with the meeting note, you can see it's already built for you. So all you need to do is put the date and time in there, the goal, and then the attendee. So you have yourself, you have me, and then you can put, let's put John and Bob. Okay, so all those guys are going to attend, right? And then you can put the agenda here, the notes here, and then the action items. Sending out meeting notes and action items. Clean up meeting notes. Okay, so it's kind of like what I was saying in the previous part. Like with this, you can actually put tasks there, and not only that, but they already have a template for it. So you don't even really need to do that if you don't want to. You could literally go like this, copy this, come in here, return, and then paste it in there. So not only can you use the templates, not even the templates, but the presets like meeting note and blank note, but you can combine them together and use this inside of your Learn Photoshop 2020 Master Course. So the next one we're going to talk about is the to-do preset. Now with this, it's the same idea. You can, with the to-do list, it's the same idea as the other two. They just have a template built. Not really a template, it's more like a preset. They have a preset built, and they already have the to-do list set up. So you have today, start a to-do list, tomorrow, this week, someday. And you can really work off of that to do the tasks that you need to do. And it's nice to have something that's pre-built so you can just grab it, start working on it, and then work on the next thing, okay? Now, next we're going to talk about the weekly planner. So the weekly planner is the same idea. You can put tasks in here, and if I hit return, okay, that's what I was trying to do. Let me undo that real quick. So if I hit Control Z and go back, okay, then what it's going to do is I can click here. And okay, so I can adjust the cell background here. We can set the note width, set the window width, cell alignment, etc. Okay, I'm not going to mess with this too much because it has a mind of its own. But what you can do is you can add a checklist. So if I return, okay, now I can add the checklist. And that's what I was trying to do, is return and then add a checklist. Okay, and let's see here. But you get the idea. Okay, so let me just delete that real quick, just so that we can go over what they have. But what you can do is you can build off of this, and you could add more rows to it. So on Sunday, let's say you have 3 tasks, you can have more space for 3 rows. So it would be like this, okay? And then you can add the check marks there. Then with this one, let's say that you have 7. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then the same here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. So you get the idea. You can really customize this weekly planner to whatever you need it to be. And like I said, that's the great thing about having presets. So next we're going to talk about the project plan. So with this one, same idea. You can literally go in and do week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4, and week 5. And you can see the legend here. So they have not started as blue, on track, at risk, blocked or delayed, complete. So it's color coded, which I really like. And you got major milestones. Okay, so the milestones go here and your summary goes here. So you have an overview of everything that's going on with your projects, and you have task 1, task 2, task 3, task 4. And you can literally color code each one and say, okay, none of these are started, or this is what I'm going to start at. I got task 1. We're going to do week 1 and week 2. Week 3 is going to be task 2. Week 4 is going to be task 3. And week 5 will be task 4. Okay. So next we'll talk about the lecture notes. So with this, if you're in school, and again, this is the great thing about it, is there's already a template here. So you can write your questions out, write your notes here, and then you got everything right there, and then you just jump right in here and you got everything you need. So it's a digital notebook, basically a digital notebook, right at the palm of your hand with either your tablet or your phone, or in some cases your laptop as well. next we got the essay outline. Okay, so for this is great for just kind of working out your format or your curriculum, or in this case, your essay. So I do this all the time when I write courses, so I understand what they're doing here. Basically, I'll just write everything that I can write, everything I can think of for the course that I'm doing. I'll just write it out here. So I'll have a main idea, a second main idea, and a third main idea. So, and then once I do that, then I'll start breaking it down from there, and I'll add and subtract stuff where it needs to be based on how it works with the application or the software that I'm talking about, et cetera, et cetera. So this is a really great way to get started writing an essay, is having an outline and then just working off of that outline. And then over time, as you fill in the content, then you can delete the first main idea and replace it with the actual idea. And then the supporting evidence, 1, 2, and 3, you write it out and then you delete this. So it's a really cool way to work on an essay with an outline that's already pre-built. Okay. Meal planner. This is a great one too. If you want to plan out meals, this is a great way to do it. And not only that, but you could do it on your iPad, laptop, or your phone, and you could do it anywhere. So you could be in the kitchen, you could be at your desk, you could be on the couch, you could be at the store making notes. This is the great thing about Evernote, is you can literally take it anywhere and make notes. It's awesome. Okay, then we have daily reflection. So with this, what went well, what didn't go well, what can I improve on? So if you're working on daily improvement, if you want to better your life, if you're working on motivational things, if you're exercising, or if you want to kind of see where you're at, this is a great way to do that. You can do daily reflection, and you can just take notes every day and say, okay, so for today, it is the 13th of February. So I could do 2/13, whoops, not 19, 2/13/2020, right? And then let's say that we did another one the next day. So I'll fast forward to tomorrow, which is Valentine's Day. So happy Valentine's Day to everybody out there. So you can see here, daily reflection, 2/13/2020, daily reflection, 2/14/2020. So this will stack. So the more you do, you literally could just do notes of daily reflection. Or you could do a notebook, which I'm not going to get into right now, but I'll just show you. You could do a new notebook and just do reflections. That's the really cool thing about this, is it gives you the ability to take all your notes and all your ideas and put them in one place. So you don't have to do what I did before, which I had like 18 notebooks where I wrote everything down because I was brainstorming and didn't want to sit in front of a computer. So I would write all the notes out, and then I would lose something, and I'm like, oh, wait a minute, I don't have my notes. That's why I really went into this kind of application, because literally I'm not joking, I had 10 notebooks full of ideas and things that I was thinking about. And it drove me up the wall because I had to keep, paging through everything. And if I could just organize everything, which I've done, then all I have to do is just like grab my phone and scroll through what I want to work on, and done. Okay. So again, it's imperative to understand how beneficial Evernote is. Evernote is a great application, and it can really simplify your life when you're coming up with creative ideas and brainstorming. So that is the new note. So that's how you make a new note in Evernote. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.